What if the universe isn't just a collection of stars, planets, and empty space? What if, at some level beyond our understanding, the universe is aware? Not aware in the way humans are, not thinking thoughts, not looking down at us from the heavens, but conscious, experiencing reality from the inside. It sounds like science fiction or ancient mysticism. Yet today, some philosophers, neuroscientists, and physicists are seriously exploring the possibility that consciousness may not be something that emerged inside the universe, but something woven into the fabric of reality itself. If that's true, then every star, every galaxy, every atom, and even you, could be part of a mind unimaginably larger than anything humanity has ever conceived. So the question is the universe conscious? And if it is, what does that mean for us? Before we can ask whether the universe is conscious, we need to understand something strange. You are conscious right now. You are experiencing colors, sounds, thoughts, emotions, memories. You know what it feels like to be you, and yet nobody truly understands why. Scientists can map neurons firing inside the brain. They can observe electrical signals, chemical reactions, patterns of information. But there is a deeper mystery. Why does any of that feel like something? Why aren't we simply biological machines processing information with no inner experience at all? This puzzle is so difficult that philosophers call it the hard problem of consciousness. How does matter become experience? How does a collection of atoms suddenly produce awareness? Nobody knows. Despite all our advances in science, consciousness remains one of the greatest unsolved mysteries in existence. And because we don't fully understand consciousness, we cannot be completely certain where it begins or where it ends. For most of modern science, the answer seemed obvious. The universe itself is not conscious. Humans are conscious because we possess extremely complex brains. Other animals may possess varying degrees of awareness, but consciousness is something that emerges only when matter becomes organized in a sufficiently complicated way. Under this view, the universe existed for billions of years without any consciousness at all. Then stars formed, planets formed, life emerged, brains evolved, and eventually consciousness appeared, like a spark igniting inside an otherwise unconscious cosmos. This idea is called emergent consciousness. Consciousness emerges from complexity, just as wetness emerges from water molecules, or life emerges from chemistry. Most scientists still favor some version of this explanation, but there is a problem. Nobody has successfully explained how consciousness emerges. We know brains and conscious experience are connected, but correlation is not explanation. The mystery remains. How does physical matter create subjective awareness? The more deeply researchers investigate, the stranger the question becomes. Now imagine a completely different possibility. What if consciousness doesn't emerge from matter at all? What if consciousness is fundamental? Just as space exists, just as time exists, just as energy exists, perhaps consciousness exists as a basic feature of reality itself. This idea is known as panpsychism. According to panpsychism, consciousness may exist in extremely simple forms throughout the universe. Not human consciousness, not thoughts, not emotions, but tiny building blocks of experience. The simplest particles might possess unimaginably primitive forms of awareness. As these building blocks combine, more complex forms of consciousness emerge, eventually creating minds like ours. At first, this sounds bizarre, yet many philosophers have taken it seriously because it attempts to solve a major problem. If consciousness already exists in some basic form, then we no longer need to explain how completely unconscious matter suddenly creates awareness from nothing. Instead, consciousness was there all along, growing more complex as the universe evolved. It's a radical idea, but it leads to an even more astonishing possibility. If consciousness is everywhere, could the entire universe itself possess some form of awareness? Imagine a single neuron in your brain. By itself, it isn't conscious, yet billions of neurons interacting together create the experience of being you. Now scale upward, far upward, The universe contains trillions of galaxies, each galaxy containing billions of stars, each star connected through gravity, fields, radiation, information. What if humanity is like a neuron? What if galaxies are like neural networks? Could the universe as a whole form an unimaginably vast conscious system? Some philosophers call this concept the cosmic mind. The idea appears throughout human history. Ancient civilizations imagined living universes. Many spiritual traditions viewed reality as a single interconnected consciousness. Today, then, some modern thinkers have proposed similar concepts using the language of science and information theory. Of course, there is no evidence that the universe thinks like a human being, no evidence that galaxies are exchanging thoughts, no evidence that reality has intentions. But the possibility cannot be completely ruled out, because we still don't know what consciousness truly is. Recently, some scientists have suggested that consciousness may be linked to information itself. One influential framework is called integrated information theory. According to this theory, consciousness arises when information becomes sufficiently integrated into a unified whole. The more integrated the information, the greater the degree of consciousness. Under this framework, a brain is conscious because it integrates enormous amounts of information into a single experience. But this raises a fascinating question. Could larger systems also integrate information? Could ecosystems possess tiny forms of awareness? Could entire planets? Could the universe? Some researchers argue probably not. Others argue we simply don't know. The challenge is that we currently lack a reliable method for measuring consciousness beyond our own experiences. We're trying to solve a mystery from inside the mystery itself. There is another reason some people find the idea of a conscious universe appealing. The universe appears remarkably suited for complexity. The laws of physics seem balanced in ways that allow stars to form, planets to form, chemistry to exist, life to emerge. If certain physical constants were slightly different, the universe might be lifeless. Some interpret this as evidence of design. Others point to the multiverse. Others argue it's simply chance. But some thinkers ask a different question. What if the universe is not merely compatible with consciousness? What if consciousness is one of its fundamental goals? What if the cosmos naturally evolves toward greater awareness? This remains entirely speculative. There is no scientific evidence proving such a purpose exists, but it highlights a profound mystery. Why does a universe governed by mathematical laws produce beings capable of understanding those laws? Why does matter become curious about itself? Why does the universe create observers who can look back and ask, what am I? Perhaps the most poetic idea comes from a simple observation. Everything you are is made of the universe. Every atom in your body was forged in ancient stars. Every molecule originated from cosmic processes stretching back billions of years. Your brain is made of matter. That matter came from the universe. And somehow, that matter became aware. The universe created stars. The stars created elements. The elements created life. Life created minds. And those minds began asking questions about the universe itself. In a very real sense, when you look into the night sky, the universe is examining itself. When scientists study galaxies, the universe is studying itself. When you wonder why anything exists, the universe is questioning its own existence. Whether the universe is truly conscious or not, this fact remains extraordinary. We are not separate from reality. We are reality, thinking about itself. Suppose the universe really is conscious. How would we prove it? The answer is difficult, perhaps impossible. We cannot step outside reality and interview the cosmos. We cannot place the universe inside a laboratory. We cannot directly observe another being's consciousness, not even another human's. We infer consciousness in others because they behave similarly to us. But the universe doesn't speak. It doesn't write messages in the stars, at least not that we've found. Any cosmic consciousness may operate on scales of space and time so vast that we could never recognize it. A thought might take millions of years. A memory might span entire galaxies. Compared to such a mind, human civilization could be less than a single fleeting impulse. So, is the universe conscious? The honest answer is, we don't know. Modern science has not found evidence proving that the universe possesses awareness, but neither has science solved the deeper mystery of consciousness itself. And until we understand what consciousness truly is, the possibility remains open. Maybe consciousness emerged only inside biological brains. Maybe awareness exists throughout reality in ways we cannot yet detect. Or maybe the universe itself is the largest mind imaginable, a consciousness so vast, so alien, and so ancient that we have mistaken it for the background of existence itself. But perhaps the most fascinating possibility is this: the universe may not be something separate from us, because every thought you have, every question you ask, and every moment of awareness you experience is already part of the universe. And if consciousness exists anywhere, then a small piece of the cosmos is conscious right now. It's reading these words and wondering what it truly is. If you enjoyed this exploration into the mysteries of reality, consciousness, and existence, subscribe for more journeys into the biggest questions humanity has ever asked. Because the deeper we look into the universe, the more the universe seems to look back.
Thanks for watching. If this video made you pause, question, or see things differently, then it did its job. Feel free to explore more ideas here, and as always, keep thinking.